This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. The Philippine National Police Internal Affairs Service has recommended the dismissal of a patrolman detailed to the Laguna Police for his alleged involvement in a robbery hold-up last year. In a statement on Thursday, the IAS did not name the police officer but said the latter was found guilty of grave misconduct and conduct unbecoming of a police officer. According to IAS, the police officer and two accomplices aboard two motorcycles forcibly took cash and a cell phone from a victim at gunpoint in western Bacutan and Taguig City last June. A follow-up operation by police resulted in the arrest of the three suspects and led to the discovery that one of them was the active-duty policeman, who used his PNP-issued firearm during the robbery hold-up. This kind of criminal behavior is precisely what damages public trust in the Philippine National Police, IAS Inspector General Brigido Dule said in a statement. This dismissal serves as a stark reminder that being a police officer is not just a job but a lifelong responsibility to uphold integrity and public trust, Dule added. A former policeman was shot dead in Purok Michel, Barangay Duleo, Bago City, Negros Occidental on Thursday morning, the 27th of February. The victim was identified as Ronaldo Bernal, a resident of Barangay Pacal, Bago City. Bernal was driving a motorcycle when he was shot by unidentified gunmen. Recovered from the crime scene were 16 fired 5.56mm caliber cartridges, 9 fired cartridges, a fired bullet, a 9mm bullet, a handheld radio, and a cellular phone. Bernal was gunned down 10 years after he was linked to a shooting incident where a policeman in EB Magalona, Negros Occidental was killed. Police have yet to ascertain if Bernal's death could be linked to the incident. Bernal's murder case from the EB Magalona incident was dismissed. Bernal was dismissed from the service in 2016 for being absent without official leave. Police are conducting follow-up investigation. Gunman shot and killed the 60-year-old husband of the mayor of Lumbacoan town in Lanao del Sur in an attack on Wednesday, the 26th of February. Senior officials of the Lanao del Sur Provincial Police Office and local executives separately told reporters on Thursday, the 27th of February, that Abdulaziz Taduraloyan was standing outside of their house in the town center of Lumbaca, when armed men in a vehicle pulled over close to him and opened fire, killing him instantly. Aloydan's spouse, Jamelia Dimatande Aloydan, is the current mayor of Lumbaca. The slain Abdulaziz Taduraloyan had also served as mayor of the municipality before his wife was elected to the same post in 2022. The killers of Aloydan quickly fled the scene amidst the commotion caused by the gunshots, which echoed through the area. Not far from the Lumbacoan town hall, Governor Mabintal Alanto Adiong Jr., chairman of the multi-sector Lanao del Sur Provincial Peace and Order Council, condemned the incident and urged officials of the Lumbaca, Anayan Municipal Police Station and barangay leaders in the municipality to put an immediate closure on the incident. We want the people behind that crime prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, Adiong said. Brigadier General Romeo Juan Macapaz, director of the Police Regional Office Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, stated that investigators are still working to identify the killers of Aloydan and determine the motive behind the attack. He also said that it remains unclear whether the murder was politically motivated. The former vice mayor of Minglanilla, Cebu and his three siblings were arrested for constructing a fence without necessary permits in Barangay Calaojan. Former vice mayor Loban Gianzan, former municipal councillor and incumbent Barangay Tungan councillor Lynette Gianzan, and Glenson Gianzan and Lynetto Gianzan were arrested on Friday afternoon, the 28th of February, on warrants issued by Judge Albi Sharice Faith Sudger of the Municipal Trial Court in Minglanilla for alleged violation of Section 301 of Presidential Decree No. 1096 of the National Building Code of the Philippines. No person, firm, or corporation, including any agency or instrumentality of the government, shall erect, construct, alter, repair, move, convert, or demolish any building or structure or cause the same to be done without first obtaining a building permit therefore from the building official assigned in the place where the subject building is located or the building work is to be done, PD 1096 said. A group of residents filed the charges after the siblings ordered the construction of a fence in their property that prevented them from accessing their homes. The local government of Minglanilla discovered that the construction of the fence did not have a permit. In the 20th of June 23 and the 20th of March 24, notices of illegal construction and violation were sent to the respondents, but the construction of the fence continued, prompting the filing of charges against the Gianzans. From the evidence presented thus far, the undersigned finds that there is prima facie evidence to charge the respondent for violation of Section 301, Chapter 3, Illegal Construction, of PD No. 1096, otherwise known as the National Building Code of the Philippines, and that there is reasonable certainty of conviction based on available witnesses and documentary evidence produced, said Assistant Provincial Prosecutor Ivy B. Villalazon in her resolution approved by Provincial Prosecutor Ludovico Vistalcuteran. Bail was set at 12,000 pesos for the accused. The siblings have posted bail. Department of Agrarian Reform Secretary Conrado Estrella III yesterday ordered the immediate dismissal of a DAR driver who fled from enforcers after being flagged down for a traffic violation. Fire him, Estrella said, as he directed DAR Assistant Secretary Ubaldo Sadiaran Jr. to ensure that driver Russell Smith surrenders to traffic authorities and takes full responsibility for his violation. Smith, a DAR contract worker, mentioned Estrella's name while being apprehended by Quezon City traffic enforcers on Thursday for illegally parking his vehicle along Timog Avenue. Video footage shows Smith refusing to present his driver's license and speeding away to evade apprehension. Smith was hired as an administrative support staff under the office of Sadiaran. Estrella apologized to the traffic enforcers and commended them for professionalism and commitment to enforcing the law. He denied any direct association with Smith and ordered an immediate and thorough investigation. My parents and grandparents taught me to live a simple life. I do not keep police escorts nor do I condone the misuse of my name, Estrella said in response to reports that Smith resorted to name dropping during the incident. Regardless of the findings, Estrella said Smith's contract of service with the department would not be renewed, and he would be permanently barred from any future employment with the DAR. We will recommend the filing of criminal charges against Mr. Smith if our investigation points us to this action. However, the Quezon City Police Department must file charges now if evidence warrants, Estrella added. The convoy of a mayoral candidate in the Cordillera province of Abra was attacked at the boundary of Pilar town at 4:40 p.m. on Friday, leaving 2 dead, but the primary target, Artemio Billy Boy Donato Jr., who is running for mayor of Padigan town, was unharmed, according to a spot report released by the municipal police of Pilar. Local sources said the convoy of 11 vehicles was ferrying Donato to Villaviciosa town from Pilar's barangay población when gunmen hidden up a small ridge fired shots at the group. Responding police officers found a bullet-riddled black Montero sports utility vehicle, with its driver, Kevin Bueno, already dead from a gunshot wound in the head at Sitio Palicad, barangay población in Pilar. The police rushed to the hospital the other injured, Froilan Bueno, the barangay chair of Quilla in Langadan town, who was shot in the abdomen, and Sonny Bisas Bueno, who was shot in the right leg. It was not clear if the two men were related at press time. The village chair died while undergoing treatment while Sonny has been confined at Sears Hospital in Bangu town. Donato is running for mayor of Padigan against the brother of suspended Vice Governor Joy Valera Bernas in this year's midterm polls. He is a former mayor of Langadan, which is now governed by his wife. Police were also investigating reports that Donato had been involved in an altercation 3 days ago with a prominent political figure. In 2013, Donato escaped an attempt on his life following an attack on another convoy while he served as barangay chair of Barkan Langadan. In 2023, the police revoked his licenses to own 15 guns. Abra has been in the spotlight during previous elections due to warring political families with their own private armed groups that the Enquirer revealed in 2005, which was confirmed by a government fact-finding investigation. Back in January, the towns of Bangued, Buque and Pilar were classified as orange by the Cordillera Regional Joint Command Center because of the presence of serious armed threats in these Abra municipalities. Idaleo designated the Abra towns of Lagayan, Padigan, Tiam, Tinag, Dolores and Langangalang as yellow due to their long-standing history with pole violence. Only Lubuagan town in Kalinga is also classified as yellow, with the rest of the Cordillera classified as green, to signify there are no concerns in these areas once the elections commences in May. Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon yesterday announced the dismissal of 5 Land Transportation Office enforcers for harassing a motorcycle driver they caught carrying a bladed weapon in Panglao, Bohol on Friday. We are the people's servants, not their lords. In that context, I would like to announce on behalf of the DOTR and the LTO that effective today, we are dismissing the law enforcers involved in the incident in Panglao, Dizon said at a press conference. The incident sparked outrage on social media after a netizen uploaded a video showing 5 LTO men dragging the rider, identified only as 57-year-old Mang Bert, off his motorcycle. Bert reportedly identified himself as a farmer and that he uses the knife when working in his farm. Dizon stressed that he would not tolerate such behavior from government employees. I already consulted Assistant Secretary Vigor. Based on the information gathered by Assistant Secretary Jojo Reyes, they will be dismissed immediately. This is without prejudice to future cases that may be filed, depending on the outcome of the pending investigation, Dizon said. He added that Reyes met with Bert and his family in the hospital. If there are reports that Mang Bert, a farmer from Panglao, was drunk, even if it is true that he was holding a knife, even if it comes out during investigation that he was riding a Kalorum motorcycle, even if all these are true, it cannot justify the violence of the law enforcers, Dizon said. The DOTR chief noted that reports of the victim being a brother of a former vice mayor was not considered in his decision. Even if there are violations, it is incumbent on law enforcers, especially, to always exercise maximum tolerance, Dizon said. Pasay Police Chief Colonel Samuel Pabonita was relieved from his post yesterday following a shooting incident in Baclaran on the 3rd of February. Pabonita was replaced by Colonel Joselito de Sesto. Pabonita, who was named Pasay Police Chief in the 20th of June 24, said he was relieved by the National Capital Region Police Office for command responsibility over the shooting. As a commander, I am obliged to follow the directive, he said in a phone interview with The Star. Asked whether he was sacked because of the continued proliferation of underground Philippine offshore gaming operators in Pasay, Pabonita said no, he has been reassigned to another post in the Southern Police District. The chief of the Philippine National Police Anti-Kidnapping Group was administratively relieved pending an investigation into the rescue operation of a Chinese teenager. This directive is taking effect amid a public scrutiny over the way the activity was reported. According to the order made public on Saturday, PNP-AKG Director Colonel Elmer Ragay's relief was effective on Friday. In a separate statement also on Saturday, the PNP said the order stemmed from the case of a 14-year-old Chinese student who was reported missing on the 20th of February. It cited a need for a thorough review to address growing public scrutiny and ensure full transparency. According to the PNP, the move followed adverse news reports and viral social media discussions questioning the legitimacy of the operation that supposedly recovered the Chinese victim. The AKG was reportedly not responsible for the operation, despite the PNP's statement on Wednesday that attributed the recovery of the Chinese minor to the PNP's anti-kidnapping arm. This review is meant to clarify the circumstances surrounding the incident and reinforce public trust in the PNP, Chief General Rommel Marble said in the statement. A police colonel wanted for alleged acts of lasciviousness was arrested in Quezon City yesterday. He was apprehended by operatives of the Ananas Police Station 9 in Barangay Fairview. The police official was arrested based on a warrant issued by the Quezon City Metropolitan Trial Court Branch 135 for acts of lasciviousness under Article 336 of the Revised Penal Code. A bail of 36,000 pesos was recommended for his temporary liberty. The suspect's alleged victim, a non-uniformed personnel of the Philippine National Police, filed a complaint against the suspect. The identities of the police colonel and the victim were withheld. In a 9-page resolution issued on the 11th of February, the Quezon City Prosecutor's Office found sufficient evidence to indict the police official for acts of lasciviousness. The victim said the police official touched her hands, thighs and private parts while she was in his car in the 20th of June 23. She said the police official suggested they go to a motel, which he rejected. She said the suspect even offered her 10,000 pesos in exchange for having a relationship with him. The prosecutor's office dismissed the complaint filed against the suspect for sexual harassments for lack of evidence. The police official, the victim and other PNP personnel had just attended a meeting in Manila before the incident happened. According to the victim, the colonel asked her to ride with him. As the suspect has a higher rank in the PNP, she said she and her colleagues could not refuse. The chairman of Barangay Cabisera 27 here was shot dead on Tuesday evening, the 4th of March. Police said Avelino Quitala, 62, was driving a motorcycle with his wife following behind on an electric bike in Purok 7, Barangay Cabisera 27 when he was shot upon reaching a cornfield at 7:55 p.m. by a lone gunman. The gunman fled and the victim was taken to a hospital where he was declared dead. Police took 30 minutes to reach the area as it was in the innermost part of the barangay. The couple was on their way home when the incident happened. Follow-up investigation and pursuit operation against the suspect is underway. A 63-year-old village head of Cabisera 27 in this city was shot and killed on Tuesday by two men on a motorcycle, the police said. Police Captain Noralyn Andel, Ilagan police spokesperson, told the Inquirer that they have identified persons of interest in the killing of Avelino Quitala, 63, who died from bullet wounds to the head and body. Quitala was on his way home after overseeing operations at his business in Villa Imelda village when two gunmen wearing helmets and black jackets ambushed him. Investigators said the suspects were riding an unlicensed motorcycle. His wife had left their store earlier on an electric bike, while Quitala followed later on his Colin or improvised tricycle. Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Rapasus, Ilagan Police Chief, said the motive for the killing and the identities of the assailants remained undetermined. In response, the Ilagan Police, with the Regional Mobile Force Battalion and the Provincial Mobile Force Company, set up checkpoints and conducted dragnet operations, but no arrests had been made so far. Ilagan City Mayor Josemari Diaz has ordered stricter peace and security measures, including implementing checkpoints in every village. Diaz downplayed the possibility of a political motive, describing Quitala as a peaceful and law-abiding citizen and noting that most village heads in the city support the local government. But Diaz noted that he did not want to preempt the police investigation. "I am giving them full authority to probe the case," he added. Dismissed Cebu City Mayor Michael Rama continues to insist he is still the city's chief executive. Considering himself as the rightful mayor, Rama refused to return a Cebu City Hall-owned vehicle despite repeated demands from the city government. In a letter addressed to the city legal office, Rama argued that there is no official record proving that an order from Office of the Ombudsman removing him from office has been implemented. Last September, the Ombudsman found Rama guilty of nepotism and ordered him dismissed. The anti-graft court has also dismissed Rama's motion for reconsideration. "We clarify that, to date, no record shows that the decision of the Office of the Ombudsman has been implemented, contrary to the rules of the Office of the Ombudsman itself," Rama's legal counsel Luis A. Vera Cruz Jr. wrote. Vera Cruz cited a November 6, 2024 letter from the Department of the Interior and Local Government that stated that it is not privy to the implementation of the said decision. Rama's camp said in the absence of proof showing that the dismissal was properly served, he continues to be the mayor who must retain his privileges, including the use of the Toyota Hiace Super Grandia that City Hall wants him to return. Rama would only return the vehicle if there is legal documentation, Vera Cruz said. Rama urged the city government to formally request all relevant records from the Ombudsman, including proof of service of the implementation order. Proper documentation is imperative and must be complied with for any demand or return of the subject's vehicle, Vera Cruz said. The City Hall has warned that charges may be filed against Rama if he fails to return the vehicle. The city has reported the matter to the Highway Patrol Group Central Visayas. Government vehicles should not be in the hands of private individuals, particularly those no longer in office, Mayor Raymond Alvin Garcia said. "If you are not the owner, then you are not authorized to use it, and that can be tantamount to carnapping," Garcia added. Garcia urged Rama to return the vehicle so we can have peace moving forward. A former police intelligence officer was arrested after almost 2 decades for murder and other cases, according to Marisol Abdurrahman's exclusive report in 24 Horas on Wednesday. The suspect completely accepted his fate after the Makati City Police finally caught him after being charged for murder in 2006. His fingerprint as Arnold Bagay's matched with those of his current identity as Nico Garcia. "I was also convinced that they were the same person based on his old pictures. He did not undergo plastic surgery to change his facial features," said Police Colonel Jean Delator, Makati City Police Chief. Delator said authorities had a hard time finding the suspect after he changed his identity. She added that the suspect even applied for late registration of birth certificate. The suspect is also facing charges for robbery and direct bribery in Manila and for kidnap for ransom in other regions, the report said, but he was still able to leave the country despite his cases. He admitted that he's been hiding anywhere. He was not able to stay for long in one place, said Delator. The suspect admitted that he was a former cop for 14 years before he hid. When asked why he committed the crimes, he replied, "It was just for work." That's all for this week. I'll see you next Friday with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.